Yo, hey, welcome Steeler fans. Yeah, I wanted to make another video. I did delete the game, and I thought I'd come back after the Steelers have hired Mike McCarthy. I wanted to share my opinion with my thousands of fans. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. So the Steelers have signed Mike McCarthy from Greenfield. I'm from Greenfield, so I'm pretty excited about the move. I think it's a great move. There's a lot of chatter around town, a lot of complainers, whiners, criers, complaining, and there's a whole new generation of fans that grew up watching football on TikTok, and they have about the attention span of a mouse. You know what I mean? Um, the Roonies themselves think in terms of 5-year arcs, and that's kind of a big reason why it was they didn't want Mike Tomlin to retire. If you look through my videos, I've been saying this. They were rebuilding the offensive line. This offensive line are all young players. Broderick Jones entering into his uh, fourth year now, and Zach Frazier's now going to be entering his third year now. So these guys all have now we're going to have 3 years of entering their third year. Zach Frazier entering his third year is going to be a lot better. Troy Fontenot, after he got blown up by Texas, and Texas blew him up, then he's going to be a lot better. Listen, there's a lot of problems that weren't Aaron Rodgers' fault. If you say hike and the guy's right in your face within 1 second, you can't really do it. Like, look at Drake May with yesterday with snow conditions, and even in the first half, they could only muster 10 points. Look at the Rams. They've got the offense that everyone wanted. They could only muster 17 points in their tight defensive game. You're playing against other teams out there. If your offensive line is getting blown up, and then when Aaron Rodgers is managing to escape the pocket last season, nobody's open. You're seeing Metcalf is double covered, and so these guys are going to be better next year. Their line is going to be stronger, and I would think the Steelers like what you just have to listen to what Rooney said. He wanted to run it back, and yes, he would like Rodgers back, but he doesn't think he'll come back because of Mike Tomlin's gone. And then they go out and sign Mike McCarthy. That makes sense. So then it came out today that Rooney in heavy.com, I think is Reputate, it said, Rooney said, well, we're going to reach out to Rodgers and see what he has to say, if he still wants to play or not. So they have every intention of reaching out. Rooney said today in heavy.com, we're going to reach out to Rodgers and see if he still wants to play. And this is the right move because you steady the ship. 10-7 isn't scrap everything and start over. The Cleveland Browns have been scrapping everything and starting over for 20 years. They've been 3-14 for 20 years. It's not working. Just tanking for draft picks. First of all, it's unethical, and the Roonies will never tank a full NFL season for draft picks. Second of all, it's not guaranteed to work. You people crying you want to tank the season for a few years and collect draft picks. You have no idea who you want coming out of college. Turn it over to a rookie. They can't get Mendoza because the Raiders, the Jets, and the Cardinals are all picking first. The Raiders, the Jets, and the Cardinals all want quarterbacks. So the chances of, the Raiders trading with us are very small. We would need the Raiders most likely to trade with us. It's very small that they're going to want to trade with us. and we're highly unlikely for us to get Simpson or Mendoza, the two top quarterbacks. The rest of the guys we might be able to get in the second or third round, and then they could compete with Howard. But they're better off drafting wide receivers, bringing in Aaron Rodgers for another 2 years, not 1 year, but 2 years, continuing to train Howard, and then next year you go after Archie Manning, who I think they really love, or a different. Next year is a quarterback heavy. There's like 4 or 5 quarterbacks coming out, so next year in 27 they'll be more excited to take a quarterback. So you can have in 28 have the 27, and Howard will compete for the starting job. Howard will get a chance to compete for the starting job. The fans are going to have to be patient. The Howard fans, it might not be, uh, until it might not be till 2028 when Will Howard gets a chance. Now, I could see Will Howard getting a chance this season if I could see Will Howard getting a chance this season if Aaron Rodgers falls through. If I'd be shocked if Rodgers doesn't want to play for Pittsburgh, and if he retires or something. Then so far he has not announced any type of retirement, but if that were to happen, I would expect them to get like Malik Willis. Then the free agent list is very small. That's what I'm telling people. You're looking at Russell Wilson again. You're looking at Justin Fields again. It's not that great. You're looking at Jacoby Brissett. You're looking at Jameis Winston, all the familiar names, man, Mac Jones. And so it's not, Aaron Rodgers is by far the best, again, available. And so they could bring in someone like Jameis Winston or Malik Willis. And then if that happens, I think that they will compete with Will Howard, and you would see Jameis Winston, Malik Willis, Will Howard, Skylar Thompson, and Rudolph maybe all compete for the job. If they bring in Aaron Rodgers will be the clear starter, and then you won't see Howard until 2028. Or now they'll fight for the backup position. Maybe Howard, Thompson, and Rudolph all compete for second and third string. And maybe Howard becomes second string and Aaron gets hurt, and then we do see Howard early. So I'm not expecting Howard to really get a fair chance to compete for the starting job until 2028. But then he should get a fair chance then. He might compete for the second string this year, or he might compete for the starter this season only if they get someone like Malik Willis or Jacoby Brissett. But all you have to do is listen to what Rooney said. He said we wanted to run it back. Do you want Rodgers back? Yeah, but I don't think he'll come back because he wanted to play for Tomlin. And then they go out and get his old coach, Mike McCarthy. As far as Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers having a beef with each other, I don't think so. That Aaron Rodgers has denied any beef. He said that's my guy, and he said if that was true, he said I signed 3 contracts from Mike McCarthy because I love the guy, and if there was any beef, they've long since buried it. They've both spoken glowingly about each other in podcasts over the years. So as far as any beef, they've spoken glowingly in podcasts over each other, is what I researched. So, and also you Howard and Rudolph and Thompson fans, if anyone's gonna, why Mike McCarthy? Why Mike? See, these people, they're just looking at the Cowboys last season or something and say, oh, he was a failure. And no, he wasn't a failure in Dallas. Jerry Jones is an idiot. They've been terrible ever since. Jerry Jones hasn't won a Super Bowl in 30 years. So it's not like they know exactly what the hell they're doing. They were 12-5 every year and won the NFC, whatever division the Cowboys are in, the NFC East or what are they in the NFC East, the NFC South, whatever Dallas is in. They won their division 12-3, 12-5, and then uh, Mike McCarthy went 8-9, and they fired him. And I thought, wow, they fired him after one bad year. And I think they had a lot of injuries. Dak Prescott was injured. They were like juggling people a whole bunch. And I thought, well, I don't think Mike McCarthy deserves to get injured. When you're a good coach like that, you steady the ship. What Aaron Rodgers was saying in the end of the season interview, he was saying, these Twitter fans are trying to rebuild all the time. When you have a winning situation, you try to steady the ship. So I think it's a good move for the Steelers to try to steady. Now, this team was 10-7 last year. They're not like 3-14. This is a team where you don't like blow it up and rebuild. This is where you like add a wide receiver and keep going. You try to improve upon what you had last season. Just add a wide receiver because this offensive line group will be a lot better in their third year together now. They're going to have to do something with Siamalu, either sign him or replace him. Um, because he's been a veteran and he's been an anchor on that line. But if they can't re-sign him, I don't know that I'd give him maybe this could be his last contract because he's getting older. But I think he could probably still sign him to a one more contract. This was an Andy Weidel favorite guy, but you need to replace him. You need a veteran on that line, I think, because otherwise they fall apart. But maybe Mike McCarthy will view things differently. I don't know for sure. Um, what I do know is I expect Aaron Rodgers to be back. He's the best available, and then they'll all compete for the starting job in 2028. Scrapping things and rebuild is what losing franchises do, uh, like the Washington Commanders and the Cleveland Browns and um, even Dallas. They haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years. They've been floundering ever since they fired McCarthy. I think firing McCarthy was a huge mistake. So I wanted to download this game again because just to give my talk about this, about the situation, and you know I don't know what happened to these fans. The fans used to be smart, and the fans used to. I mean, these are the same fans that booed Terry Bradshaw. You know what I mean? So the most shocking thing to me is that the fans don't recognize an offensive line rebuild. The Roonies have been rebuilding the offensive line for a couple years, and now it's ready to uh, play well. And so you just add a wide receiver to this group. But a lot of people can't recognize that they've already been rebuilding. They say they want to rebuild, but this isn't an expansion team. People aren't sacks of potatoes. You could just swap people in and out like they're sacks of potatoes, man. You can't just swap people in and out like they're sacks of potatoes, man. These current set of fans, they would want to trade Lynn Swan because we have John Stallworth. You know what I mean? Let's see. See these fucking clowns, dude. These fucking clowns, man. You aren't Mark Madden. At least Mark Madden has some intelligence. You not so much. This coming from a First of all, you called me mean because I said David's an idiot. A big meanie for calling David a moron. But ever since all you've done is sit there and unload on me. Why don't you take a good look in the mirror, jerk face? Period. And considering you're a complete tool who thinks Mason Rudolph is good, your opinion is worthless. Period. Now quit stalking me, weirdo. Let's see. Where was where was Drake May drafted in the draft? He was a third round pick last year. He said they stunk. That's why they got Dre May. You guys are obsessed with tanking for draft picks. Cleveland has been 3-14 for 20 years. Tanking for draft picks hasn't worked out very well for them. The Steelers could easily trade a few draft picks and jump up. There's really nobody available until 2027. It's highly doubtful the Raiders will trade with us. Simpson's probably not worth jumping up for. They're better off grabbing a wide receiver. Yeah, so he said, why don't the Steelers tank for a few years and get draft picks? Many people are obsessed with tanking for draft picks. Meanwhile, Cleveland has been 3-14 for 20 years. Tanking for draft picks hasn't worked out very well for them. The Steelers could easily trade up, but there's nobody really available until 2027. It's highly doubtful the Raiders will trade with us at number one. I heard Simpson's probably not worth jumping up for. They're better off grabbing a wide receiver. No, I don't call every single person a bigot and a Nazi. I call people a bigot and a Nazi when they like support Donald Trump or attack the black coach. Or I see, you know what I mean? I see the other. There's a. It's a newspaper. It's not just a sports section. Oh, you call everyone a bigot? No, I call the people bigots that are worshiping Donald Trump over in the other section of the newspaper, or they're totally complaining about a DEI hire. You know why they have to have DEI hires? Because if it's not written into law, the bigots don't want to hire people, the white nationalists. They don't want to hire black people. They don't want to pay women equal rights. They don't want to serve food to minors. They want to do things like lynch again, hold lynchings. You know what I mean? Hang Mike Pence. These are the type of people that we're dealing with, man. Like when Trump says let's take things back to the states, let the states decide for themselves, because states do things like they're Confederate racists, man. Let them be racist again, is what Trump's saying, dude. Let's undo all the post Civil War shit and take it back to Confederate days. That's what Trump's. Let the states decide for themselves, where they don't have to serve food to blacks, and it has nothing to do with merit. It's pure racism. If it had anything to do with merit, Trump would be hiring more merit-filled people. The people he's hiring, like Halligan, she's like a beautiful-looking model, but she's not very qualified as an attorney. People like Pete Hegseth, he might have been a good talk show host on Fox. He might give good leads at Alcoholics Anonymous, but he's not a very good defense unless you really like that racist agenda, man. You know, they replaced a four-star general with a alcoholic talk show host. Like it's outrageous, man. There's no merit, dude. It has nothing to do with merit. These people are like Barbie and Ken and shit with no qualifications whatsoever. You're not supposed to look pretty. You're supposed to be qualified and have like degrees. That they do away with trusting institutions. They do away with trusting education. And these new football fans, they don't understand what it takes to develop talent. Someone said today, Caleb Johnson, he'll never amount to anything in his career. He stinks. He's a bust. It's like, dude, you're tearing this human being down. Caleb Johnson, he's he takes like 8 snaps a game just to get his feet wet, and he's in development. He might become good in his third and fourth year. You have to let these guys develop, and then he's done. He's done for. His career is over. And I'm like, dude, you're a fucking idiot, man. I don't know how else to say it. It's like, listen, you have to give these players 4 and 5 years, and then they call me an idiot. I'm the right. And then I was like, oh, you're mean. Oh, you're so mean. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've got 20 fucking people calling me an idiot. Okay. And then I fire back and I'm mean. And fuck you guys. They're the biggest gaslighters in the world, man. These MAGA assholes, dude. And I was thinking about something. You know how they always want to replace because you know why they don't like Mike McCarthy? It's age shaming. These are Nazis. They want a blonde haired, blue eyed fucking white eagle who's like 22 years old. You know what I mean? That's when they announced Weaver, the black guy, or Skill. Oh, no, not these black candidates. Please, not a Vero. Like, oh, what's wrong with Overo? He's too black for you? Not Weaver. Oh, please, not Weaver. And then they hire McCarthy. Oh, no, not McCarthy. He's too old. He's not the white eagle. And I was wondering, why are they always trying to replace Watt, replace Ramsey, replace Queen, replace him, he stinks, he's a bust. Because they're like white nationalists and their answer for they're afraid that they're going to get replaced. You know, the great replacement theory where it's like, oh, there's too many blacks, the blacks are out fucking us, and when you've got too many blacks, that's why Elon Musk has 16 kids, because he thinks the blacks are out fucking us, so he has to go out and have 30 fucking kids and shit. You know what I mean? And uh, and they're afraid of, like, that's why, like, Mussolini started his hatred that, like, the blacks were coming into Italy and infecting like a virus, and we must stamp out the virus. You know, shit like that, dude. And that's why it's like talking about in Germany, Elon Musk going to Germany talking about, well, we have to maintain our cultures and all this bullshit. And replace them, because they're afraid they're gonna get replaced. They're like the most fragile fucking babies, dude. Oh, he called me. They go around insulting everybody, fucking terrorizing everybody. And as soon as you point out, quit being a Nazi for a minute. Oh, he called me a Nazi. Daddy, help me. What do I do? Fucking cowards, man. I saw this fucking guy. He is a big fucking white guy on YouTube. He used the N word, and the fucking black dude beat him to the fucking ground. Just fucking hardly touched him, just fucking got right in his face, cowering like a little fucking bitch dog, dude. These motherfuckers won the Civil War, dude. I'd love to see fucking 200,000 people fucking surround these little babies and watch them fucking cower like a fucking dog. Fucking worms, dude. Fucking MAGA worms, dude. Because they're fucking white nationalist Nazis. They believe that fucking, it's like, it's such bullshit, man. They don't believe in diversity. And this is what really bothers me, that they don't recognize what it takes to, like, develop talent. The Roonies understand that it takes 4 or 5 years to develop NFL talent. And the Roonies think in 4 or 5 year arcs. These fucking MAGA assholes, they're not capable of thinking 5 minutes in front of their fucking face. And these TikTok fans, they're not capable of thinking a year ahead, 2 years ahead, 5 years ahead. They can't think 5 minutes ahead, man. Because you have to think in like 5 year arcs, you know? You have to think in like 5 year arcs when it comes to football. These guys are going to become good. The offensive line will be good, become good the more time they spend together. Like 3 and 4 year arcs, man. This is the time that the offensive line should become good. Did they go around thinking Mason Rudolph is fucking good and shit? Dude, he's Mason Rudolph has been in the league for 8 years, man. He's been in the league for 8 years and he has 3,000 yards passing. It's not good. He's been in the league for 8 years. He's got 3,000 yards passing. Nobody's given him a chance. Mike Tomlin's the only coach to give him a chance. He started for 2 years when Ben Roethlisberger was injured. He stunk so bad they had to bring in Dutch Dodges, dude. Okay, and then he started again when Kenny Pickett got hurt, and they say he won 2 games, but he beat the worst defense in the league and Baltimore's third string team. That Baltimore was resting all their starters, and he only won with one touchdown in the fourth quarter. And they're like, "Yay! Oh, he's so great! He's so great! He threw one touchdown, not one touchdown, and he's so good." You fucking Mason Rudolph clowns! It takes more than one touchdown to be good. You should be throwing two, three, four touchdowns in the game. Like Stafford had a horrible game in the playoffs, and they only scored 24 points because they only had 17 points at halftime, and they really struggled. But Rudolph gets 17 points, and you think he's fucking amazing, dude. When Stafford gets 17 points, he says, "Oh, I played terrible. I need to do better." When Rudolph gets 17 points, the Steeler fans go, "Oh, he's amazing. He's the next Joe Montana. Let's see what he do." And then when he came into the playoff game against Buffalo, when you finally have a defense scheme against him, he couldn't make a pass in the first half. He finally got the ball moving a little bit in the second half, and then he threw a bonehead interception to a double-covered Deontay Johnson. He was fucking terrible, man. And then he goes to fucking Tennessee, and he was fucking terrible in Tennessee. They started him 3 or 4 games, and he was god awful. He barely get fucking a screen pass accomplished. And then when he played here last year, he was terrible again. So I don't know why people think wasn't given a fair chance, man. Fine, try him again, dude. Let him compete next year with Will Howard, and I think Will Howard will pass him up on the. So everyone wants Will Howard or Mason. Let them compete. Hopefully, Will Howard doesn't get hurt next year, and they compete for the number 2 position. If Will Howard doesn't get hurt next year, he can compete for the number 2 position behind Aaron Rodgers. It's amazing to me people don't recognize that they're going to sign Aaron Rodgers, man. All you have to do is listen to everything the Rooney said. Rooney said we wanted to run it back. Yes, we would like Aaron Rodgers back, but I thought he only wanted to play for Tomlin. Here's Mike McCarthy's ex-coach right here.
We've got a good one in store.
Cam Hayward, yeah, we would like to get Aaron Rodgers back. DK Metcalf, yes, we would like Aaron Rodgers back. Rooney, yes. And then what did Rodgers say? It depends on if the new staff wants. Then they hire his old coach. Oh, and then you still have these bonehead things. Oh, they're not going to sign Rodgers, are they? As if they're just trying to calm down their fucking angry MAGA fan base, dude. We don't want to. Let's leak it out slowly. We'll give them Rodgers in a couple weeks after they've calmed down. But I guarantee they're going to sign Rodgers, man. There's no one else available to them unless they have a deal worked out with the Raiders. If they could jump up and trade with the Raiders, that'd be great, and get Mendoza. But chances of them getting Mendoza are next to none.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 9. A quick throw, going to be caught by Pickens. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
So he makes his first catch of the day, and even though it doesn't look like much, Mike, sometimes those are the touches that you can build off of. You know, it's like in basketball what they say, sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the hoop.
And he's only going to be able to get back to the line. That's all. 3 plays to start. Quick 4th down. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott.
Close.
So you can see the entire sideline and, frankly, the entire fan base kind of holding their breath. That decision on your own side of midfield to go for it on fourth down, had they not gotten it, it's a tough position to put your defense in, but that's a conversation for another day. The offense is going to stay on the field after the conversion,
Run it.
and now they got to see, can they take advantage of that aggressive play call and finish this drive with points?
From the 41, here's second down and 9. Shotgun snap for Prescott.
It's always nice when you can stop the run from pass defense.
To the ground. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to C.D. Lamb. And it's going to bring up a third down. Yeah, here we go. From the shotgun, it's down.
Yes.
And that is...
He got to him.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
On fourth down, they snap it to Dak. Now he'll work his way out right. He manages to get the throw right.
Tried the reverse bullshit, dude.
And he is going to have a Cowboys first down. This is going to wind up being not just a conversion, but a play that flips the field as well.
First down. First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
They'll throw again. Dak. That's going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
intercepted. Picked up by Joey Porter.
Oh, yeah.
And the Steelers are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover.
So
You
you
know,
find
the
yourself
theme of the season ending and Tomlin retiring is over. And then once they signed Mike McCarthy, I wanted to download this game again and talk about it. So you see the beginning of this video. We talk about it. This guy probably quit. Man. Is it Jerry Jones, a fucking loser, dude? That's why we have to win with Mike McCarthy and show Jerry Jones he made a mistake.
A throw on the first play from Rodgers. A dive and a catch. Incredible. From the 34 now, it's first and 10.
And the Steelers first down.
On the ground, it's Jalen Warren. And he's
The
gonna
patience
be
there,
brought
setting
down
up the
at
blocks.
45. It's a pickup.
This game's pretty good. I think it's played with glitches. Blocking's pretty good.
really nice explosive
The line play is pretty good. The animation's decent. The crowd is is on the plus. On the negative, the crowd is too much always the same. Announcers are pretty good. They changed throughout the season. The
A first down throw from Rodgers.
some of the pass buttoning is fucked up. Like tap should be
Was the intended target. It's second
Bob. Tap should be speed. I think it's the opposite. The opposite of how it should be. And the double tap, the pump fake, a lot of dumb buttons, dude. The double buttons for the
They'll run the toss with Warren. And that won't get a whole lot.
one button does the same thing twice. It's terrible. You should have to like hold it in to do a pump fake.
Third and 9. A run here with
I didn't need to call that play, dude. I think we let it run down.
So, not much
Oh,
to speak
because
of in terms
I
of
just
scoring
talked
in
so
that first
much,
quarter of play.
and now my
Nothing yet on the scoreboard.
My voice
Back
box is
to
tired. I should have
Arlington
just ended
in
the
a motion.
stream, and so you got to scroll to the beginning to hear, so people could just start it over. And I don't know how the scroll back function works. People might get confused and think this is a football game, and I really wanted to rant about McCarthy being a good move. He's from
And
Greenfield.
now the Cowboys
Listen,
going to take a
McCarthy
timeout
ran top
as they
10
discuss
offense for
what's to come
14
with
years.
fourth downs looming.
You Rudolph Howard fans, there's nobody's gonna nobody's gonna develop the quarterbacks better than McCarthy. And they said the future is Howard. That means the present is Rodgers.
From the gun, Rodgers.
See, man, that's why I hate this fucking game. He's wide open. I held the button in and pressed up, and it fucking launched it way over his head, dude. Why isn't that a
All right,
perfect
Mike, so in a
pass, dude?
situation like this, I would love to see the quarterback think first down. I
I
don't
thought
need a
I fucking
touchdown.
let him
I need
perfectly,
fresh set of
dude.
downs. I need to
I
keep
thought
the
I let
chains
him
moving
perfectly,
and
dude.
give
It's
me more
ridiculous.
opportunities to hopefully end this drive with a touchdown.
How does that not lead him perfectly? He's wide open, dude.
Wow, indecision right away. Delay of game to start this drive.
He was probably just glitched.
Go to 54, go to 54, wide in. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
A 1-yard loss brings up 2nd and 16.
On second down, it's Dak. To the left side, he's got Ferguson, and he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
7 yards. That's good for a Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Hey, kill. Prescott on first down. In the middle of the field, it's taken by C.D. Lamb. And he's into the end zone.
Screw this nonsense there, man.
Touchdown,
That was a totally. Dude, I had fucking Metcalf completely wide
Offenses in the
open.
NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the
I just tried to lead him a little bit, and it fucking like throws it way over his head.
Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession.
Because I hate this game when like the guy's wide open and I go to pass it and I'm trying to lead him. I'm like, okay, they'll just throw it out in front, and then it's like throws it like 20 yards in front, dude. Like, what the fuck, man? Desync. Well, that's good. I wanted to go anyway. I just wanted to talk about Mike McCarthy, and I think it's a great move. I think they're going to bring back Aaron Rodgers, and I think Will Howard will get to start in 2028. They'll compete with Will Howard and Archie Manning or whatever other guy. The only way Howard's going to start earlier is if they don't get Rodgers back and they get someone else, and then they'll all compete together. But I don't see that happening. I think it's a done deal. It'll be McCarthy, Rodgers, Packers 2.0. And I think it's a good move. See what they could do for a year or two, and then you turn it over to the rookies after that. This is a young offensive line, which will be better next year. And they need to try to bring everyone back as much as they can. Listen, when you're 10-7, you don't blow it up and start over. you steady the ship and try to go 12-5. See,